Can you hear me?
Yeah, pretty.
Hi, Tom, can you hear us?
Oh, the madness in.
We can't hear
And they
you.
just had another shooting downtown there. A guy just opened fire at a group of people.
Wow.
Yeah. Like yesterday.
Oh.
Uh-huh.
So scared.
Tom, can you hear me?
He's unmuted. There we go.
Okay, can you try it again? Cause you cut out. Can you speak again, Tom? You're gonna have to call me, Mandy. We're gonna have to call you. We're gonna have to watch you on video and listen to you on the phone because we're having that issue again.
Hello?
It's on the ground, so.
There you go. Hi. Oops.
I'm gonna
Does he
do
have
this.
to, do we have
Yes,
to work
sir.
on his setting? And yes, I'm on Firefox, Karen.
Did you have to put in a password?
No. One, two, three. One, two. Just for a brief moment.
Just for a brief moment, just like it was before.
Weird.
Well, I guess we get IT back involved here when you got time.
Yeah.
I use this all the time for other things and it works great.
Yeah.
Something's going on.
Well, let's talk about the important thing. How'd your garage sale go?
I'm still
Oh, yeah, yeah.
funny you mention that, because, you know, thinking back over the years, okay. Great action, that's the meeting here.
Hey, Andy. Oh,
Well, works commissions and council, I think we have a theme in terms of accuracy and
hey, Andy.
Yeah.
I've got the manager of the South Bend Airport coming to speak at Rotary.
oh, we can hear you now on the TV.
How do you pronounce Mike's name?
Daigle.
Yeah. He's coming in November. I'll send you the date if you want to join. He says he's known you about 10 years.
Yeah, we worked together, well, not to say work together, but Mayor Ford wrote a letter of support when they want to become an international airport.
Yeah, great.
They wrote a letter for,
So are you hearing me through the TV? Let's see. Are you hearing me through the TV? Okay, but I'm not hearing you now.
How about now?
How about now?
That's when we lose it.
That's where we lose it.
Yeah. Son of a gun. Keep going there, Andy.
Keep him on
All right.
there. So we lose him when we go live. Okay.
He's talking away.
Okay, yeah. Okay. So the problem,
I know.
I'm not sure.
All that.
so how seems to be when we push the button.
so you
So
can hear
the
us?
Problems on that end.
Okay.
Need a
Go
couple
ahead and say,
breaths.
what'd you say?
I know, but.
Okay, yeah, I can hear you now.
But
Okay,
some odd reason.
Doug just arrived.
My brain was saying 4:30. Yeah, yeah. And then I thought, oh, no, it's been at 4 o'clock forever.
Oh, well, you're worth the wait.
They couldn't start without me anyway, so.
Exactly.
All right. You know, Mr. Schropp does look very nice today. I didn't know that. It's too bad he can't hear me saying that.
Seriously. Can we do
Boy.
it? in
Well,
here?
in the news today,
Yeah,
terrible thing in Minneapolis, terrible.
right.
Agreed. Well, can we operate with the cell phone?
Yeah.
So let's do that. Call the meeting to order. Karen, if you would call the roll.
Will Doug Thorne,
Here.
Maggie Maronka,
Here.
Tom Schaff.
Almost here.
Okay.
Let the record show that Bruce Schreiner is absent.
All right. I would entertain at this point in time a motion to approve the agenda for today.
So moved.
Second.
Been moved and seconded. All those in favor? Karen, please call the roll.
Tom,
Yes.
Maggie,
Yes.
Doug.
Yes. Thank you. First item on the agenda would be approval of minutes. Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Been moved and second. Any additions, corrections?
I didn't have any.
Hearing none. Karen, please call the roll.
Tom,
Yes.
Maggie,
Yes.
Doug.
Yes. Next item on the agenda would be approval of claims in the sum of $21,811.69. We have a motion to approve.
So moved.
Do you have any questions? Comments?
I did not.
Hearing none, Karen, please call the roll.
Tom?
Yeah.
Maggie?
Yes.
Joe?
Yes. All right, next item on the agenda is the airport manager's report. Mr. Jones.
Okay, everything in my report's gonna be related, I think, primarily to the lightning strikes that the airport experienced a few weeks ago, which caused the air traffic control tower to lose eventually all communication capability through our radio system. You may remember that we met just 3 days after that incident, and emergency radio responded. We were able to get some temporary communication going back up again. However, over about a week or so, that began to bleed away. They had 2 frequencies at first, and then one got so bad that they abandoned it and remained on just one, and then that one continued to deteriorate where we ended up with no dependable communication between the tower and aircraft, prompting the chief controller to order the tower closed. It has been closed ever since. South Bend is now handling all of our air traffic coming in and out of our airport, which is, precarious. We've taken certain steps to try to reduce the number of operations, meaning at least through student pilots. We're asking student pilots who are attempting, to do touch and goes, which happens here a lot, to not do that. The lighting, we were able to get the lighting on the runway, at least to turn on. It's not operable through the tower anymore. So at the end of each day, we turn the lights on. They remain on until the following morning where they're turned off again. So at least, the airfield is usable at night. We've had emergency radio come out and they put together quotes. They looked at the problem. They put together quotes for the replacement of the damaged equipment. We're working with the insurance adjuster, who are actually going to be visiting the airport with an engineer to further assess, the extent of the damage, because the claim is reaching, 6 figures, in excess of more than over $100,000. A couple of gates were also damaged that day, electronics. Those have since been fixed. They're operating. But again, the big problem is not having any communications through the tower. We had emergency radio out again the other day and asked if there's another Band-Aid system we could at least purchase in order to get basic communications back up. They have provided us a quote for that. I've already authorized that expenditure. Karen, how much was it? It was under
$2,200.
about $2,200. Again, it's not the permit. Yes. No, it's a step above that, but yeah. So at least we'll be able to have something going in the meantime until we can get everything up and repaired. But the consoles, those Zetron consoles are gone. Those were the primary, the backup system. There are regulators in the vault that were destroyed. This airfield lighting along the airfield, it's extensive. Also the fire alarm system inside the town. Okay, well, we also. Okay, we have, we also have Michiana Contracting. They came over, looked at it as well, and they provided a quote to replace that system. And it's not cheap. It was, I think, in excess of, I think it was around 25,000 for that system in there. So we're working through it. Again, we're hoping to have their engineer from the insurance company out here. I'm trying to coordinate having folks from emergency radio here at the same time, and also from Michiana Contracting at the same time, so they can talk the same language, you know, and they're discussing what needs to be done and why. So we're in somewhat of a holding pattern until that is complete. So we're continuing to be vigilant on our daily airfield inspections. Our crew know, you know, and have been trained operating, you know, on the ground frequency. So again, we just knock on wood, we have not had any significant problems. All the NOTAMs that are required are issued. Working with South Bend closely on any changes. So it's kind of where we are. We're not in a great position right now. So that concludes my report.
Questions for me?
Do you guys have any kind of estimate?
Do we,
What we're spinning up there, South Bend runs it.
Sometimes, not all the time, because there's really nothing for them to do. No, sometimes,
South Bend sees everything, I guess.
yeah. Yeah, the phone systems, the phone line, our phone still works, but not what they call the shop line. That does not. So,
Any real questions from?
Do we have any kind of dates on when we might be back up or?
weeks.
Yeah.
Weeks. Once the insurance adjuster were to sign off on the claim, then everything will have to be ordered. I know that this backup Band-Aid, I call it, system, that's gonna take 5 to 10 days before they get that in. And I assume it will be its easy install. And so I imagine these other things are gonna take a little bit longer. Aviation contract, we actually had a meeting today with another contractor who looked in the electrical vault. Rick had that meeting, or the airfield maintenance supervisor. I didn't attend that meeting. They may have another idea on the replacement of the regulator. Michiana has looked at that and it's old. They claim they have to build one for us, and is over 20,000 for that. So
what's the,
it allows the control tower to control the airfield lighting, the controller to control the lighting, switching it back and forth from automatic to pilot control to tower control. Yeah, that went out right away. We were able to go. I was able to turn the lighting on and off by switching it from tower control to manual, but it's still not everything worked. So the electricity is, that's a mess. It's your enemy. So the next time around, we're really going to be looking for some advanced surge protection. And we've already replaced lightning rods ourselves with taller rods. So we'll do the best we can, but I know there's some surge protection built into the quote for the new radios.
Has this impacted our operations from the standpoint of class plan meetings?
Of what?
Operations from the standpoint of airfield operations.
Absolutely, I'm sure there is, yes, an indirect. Pilots just, they've got to operate as though we're an uncontrolled field, And again, the NOTAM we've issued is we're kind of, waving off, student pilots and such who like to come in and just touch and goes. We just don't want the additional traffic in the pattern, so. We've also, I decided today that we should suspend all, field trips, school field trips. We had a request for one today, and last thing we need is, school bus out on the airfield, without the control tower looking over it. So we suspended those as well. So it's having an effect on our ability to be able to provide service the way we should.
I guess what I'm trying to get at, so we had seen a revenue.
Yes.
Ryan?
That's what I'm
Yes.
curious about.
Yeah, I mean, most operators will operate out of an uncontrolled airport, no issues. You've got some that generally prefer not to if they don't have to. we're seeing a lot of people that seemingly are kind of forgetting what standard protocols are when you're not at a towered field. Um, It's, it's not good for the betterment of the airport, that's for sure. And from our standpoint, yeah, it's painful.
Yeah.
I'm gonna close the door here.
All right. Any other questions for Andy on his report? And I appreciate all the detail related to it, and it is distressing that it's taking us time to get back up to speed, but sounds like it's not all in our control, but I also do appreciate the idea of putting in some additional safeguards, so should something like this happen again in the future, maybe we'll be protected against some of it. Thank you. Next item on the agenda, would it be an agreement related to Hangar 39? Do we have a motion to approve?
So moved.
A second? Any discussion? Andy, you want to tell us a little bit about this?
Sure. As you know, the Hangar 39 ramp, milling and resurfacing is part of the bill grant, funding that we received. Obviously the airport owns the property. The tenant who uses the Hangar 39 ramp is willing to pay 50% of the cost for that project, which isn't dissimilar to our program we've operated in the past, where the city street department provides the labor if a tenant is willing to pay for the material or improvements to ramps. The idea being because, you know, the city does own the property, that's a good way for us to partner with maintaining it. Because of the complexities associated with this reconstruction and the adjacent taxi lane rehabilitation that's being done in order to get the drainage right and other things, we thought it best that a professional contractor do all the work. So again, this is something we worked out with the mayor's office and a few of the folks at an earlier date. It's just finally time for the agreement to be signed prior to the work being performed. So the Hangar 39 group have signed off on the agreement to pay their share of the cost. And so I'm asking the board to approve it. Obviously, it's been vetted by city legal.
Any questions for Andy on this?
I don't have any.
Mr. Shaw, anything? Okay, please call the roll.
Tom?
Yeah.
Maggie?
Yes.
Doug?
Yes. Motion carries.
Andy, can you turn your microphone towards the top a little more?
Yes.
I'll try and be loud and obnoxious for you, Mr. Shaw.
So it's not spoken at all.
Yeah.
Yes. Next item on the agenda would be reversion of a 50 Series T hangar to the city of Elkhart. Do we have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Moved.
Moved and seconded. Andy?
Yep.
Go.
Some years ago, under the previous administration, of course, you understand that individuals can make improvements to airport property, i.e. build hangars, agree to a long-term land lease. At the end of that, then the property or the improvement can revert to the ownership of the city. That happened with the 50 series. However, Kevin, what would you say? It wasn't recorded?
Right, the last recorded document was the actual land lease. When the lease ended, it never reverted back to the airport. So we needed to get the reversion to have it come back to the airport, because we found this out because the tax bill was still going the previous tenant, well, the deceased tenant.
Right. So even though we've been collecting the revenue from the rent for all these years, just, you know, from the county assessor standpoint, it was still not ours. So Kevin has corrected this through this reversion agreement.
Affidavit, is it?
Yeah.
I did note a little error in your memo. According to the memo, the lease doesn't expire until the year 20,217.
Oh.
I trust that that will not present an issue.
Right.
I leave it to Mr. Davis to research that particular question as to whether or not. that
The lease
creates an
expired
issue.
in
2017.
That's what I thought. All right, we have a motion and a second. Any further discussion?
Motion.
We're already past that, Mr. Shaw. We just need a vote now. Karen, will you call the roll?
Tom?
Yeah.
Maggie?
Yes.
Doug?
Yes. All right, I'm speaking up for you, Mr. Shaw. Next item on the agenda would be a request for approval to solicit quotes for repairs to the air traffic control tower due to strikes on July 26, 2025. You have a motion to approve.
So moved.
I wanna have a motion to approve.
Okay.
Mr. Shaw has moved to approve. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second. Andrew?
Obviously, this probably should have been on the agenda for the last meeting. Again, I think it was such a fresh, happenstance that, I guess in my mind, it was a foregone conclusion. We would be seeking quotes for the repair, but I've been informed that obviously the board
The board needs to be the one to
authorize.
approve
the quote. So I'd like the board's permission to solicit quotes for the repairs for the air traffic control. Damage.
Damage due to light strikes.
Discussion.
Karen?
Yes.
You mute the audio on your phone. Everybody twice.
Andy needs to mute it on his.
Yeah. I can't mute anything here and stop
We'll fix,
recording.
we'll fix it.
As soon as you do it, it'll probably cut off on his end again.
Just turn the volume down.
Well, we.
Okay.
You still hear
Are we
us?
hearing him through there?
No, we're hearing him through his phone.
Okay, all set?
Can you hear us here? Can you hear now?
I can.
Yes, I can.
Great. All right. Any discussion related to this? Certainly we've heard a lot already in terms of Mr. Jones' report. Hearing none. Karen, please call the roll.
Maggie?
Yes.
Tom?
Yes.
Doug?
Yes. All right, next item on the agenda would be approval for the National Guard military vehicle driving training course on our property. Do we have a motion to approve? Go, Mr.
So-
Shaw.
Second.
Been moved and seconded. Andrew, you want to tell us more about this?
Okay, yeah, as in the past, the National Guard reached out to us. They need locations to be able to operate some of the military vehicles that they have outside of, deployment type situation. Last thing they want is the first time they have somebody driving some of this equipment is during a deployment, so they need a place to practice. And there aren't that many where they can do it in a secure location. You allowed this once before. They were here for a weekend and we didn't have any problems at all. They didn't, damage anything. So I'm asking the board to authorize them the approval to do it again. Kevin has put together an agreement, I think that they've signed, which would be what you call the hold harmless. Kevin, what would you call that?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm asking for the board to approve and allow the National Guard to do driving training here on October, when is it, Karen?
October 5th.
October 5th.
Do we have, given the issues with the tower, are there any issues that would cause us not to need to reschedule?
Good thought. They're not operating in any place near movement area.
Okay.
Yeah, they'll come in. Last time they trailered them in off of County Road 6 through the 60 series gate, and they operated all down there in the grass. They're not even on any paved surfaces.
Any other questions, Randy?
I have one. Just to be clear, this is free of charge, but they've signed the indemnification agreement in case.
Yes.
I don't have anything further.
Tom, any questions?
I do.
Karen, please call the roll.
I have one question, just real quickly. Is it the whole weekend? They'll be here 2 days? Just 1 day, okay,
They only asked for one.
okay, thank you.
All right, Karen, please call the roll.
Maggie,
Yes.
Tom,
Yes.
Doug.
Yes. Motion carries. Next item on the agenda would be a 10-unit T hangar updated design release form ratification. Do we have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Do we have a second?
Second.
You were being shy and retiring. Andy?
Yes. Paul, you want to take this one?
Yeah,
Paul.
that's fine. Yeah. Yeah, so as we reported last meeting, the first design release submission got kicked back because of the square footage of the hangar is over 12,000 square feet. And, in the past, there have been successful attempts to basically get a waiver to that. It doesn't look like that's a possibility at this time, given the current processes in place. So the contractor is basically resubmitting it with a request for a fire barrier and to see if we can get through on that. So this is a revision. So what it'll be is there'll be a 2-hour fire barrier that's constructed between the 8th and the 9th unit. It's a 10-unit building, and that will reduce the basically the fire area below the 12,000 square foot limit.
Any questions for Paul?
I kind of have one. Why didn't they do it between 5 and 6?
They can move it anywhere they want. Yeah,
Because it doesn't matter just so long as it's
It's just got to
It's the max,
reduce,
below the
yeah,
maximum.
before below 12,000 square foot. I mean, in practicality, there are a lot of buildings on this airfield that are much larger than 12,000 square foot. So it's not in. It's a metal constructed building. So it's kind of a formality, in other words.
okay. All right. I don't have anything else.
Tom, any questions?
No, sir.
I was just gonna say, and part of the challenge is that these are T-shaped hangars. So I'll do my professional drawing here. So, that's what it has to look like. It's not a straight,
Oh.
so it's kind of tricky. And then also because the outer doors, they're hardly any space. That would make a wall a challenge as opposed to a barrier, right?
Right.
So
Yeah.
that's why we're hopeful that
A wall requires about 10 inches of space, and you're going to lose some clear opening on the door if we do a wall versus a barrier is basically just 2 layers of 5/8 inch gypsum board with fire stop perimeter ceiling around all the edges.
Yeah.
Not that this is entirely bad, but I can't hear Paul.
Yeah.
maybe it's
Hey,
just
Tom,
Can-
after you saw Andy's visual presentation, I don't know why you need Paul. You saw the drawing, you saw him,
Mhm.
show what a door works like. I don't know what more you really need.
oh boy,
Consider yourself lucky, Tom.
yeah.
Well, I have a question about,
That's what.
is this just a facade? It's a surface application of the gypsum?
A barrier is.
Yeah, okay, there's no, you're not losing any square footage inside that particular hangar, you're just applying it as a fire retardant barrier.
I mean, it still takes a little bit of space. It'll be about 4 inches because it's basically a metal stud
Oh, yeah.
that will
okay,
run
I get it.
along the corrugated and then the 2 layers of 5 inch
Yeah.
jip board. But as Andy pointed out, Tom, can you hear okay now? If I talk?
Yes,
Okay.
Okay.
As Andy pointed out, the column between each unit, the doors actually kind of run on that column. That's what it uses to the bearings go up and down on that column. So there is, and that column's about 6 inches. We're gonna have that studded wall there. So it won't be a true 4 inches of loss. It'll be about 2 inches of loss on the actual clear opening of the one unit. So. And these are extra, one of the things is that this is an extra big door. They're 45-foot doors, where a traditional T hanger is 42-foot doors. But the 45-foot door was a strategic decision on the airports, so you can get a light twin in there. So you could fit like small twin pistons or even a small jet like a Mustang or something in there pretty easily. With the size of the hangar it is.
Great, thanks. Rich. Yeah.
If there are no other questions, Karen, please call the roll.
Tom,
yes.
Maggie,
Yes.
Doug.
Yes. Motion carries. Next item on the agenda would be to and electronically execute the FAA grant AIP 42 for runway 1836 pavement rehabilitation project. Do we have a motion to approve?
So moved. Second.
Moved and seconded. Discussion. Andy? Paul?
Yeah, so this is the grant to rehabilitate runway 1836. It has been announced by the Office of Secretary of Transportation. So it is now in process coming back to the Chicago Airport District Office. As soon as they get through all their things on their end, it'll come as an electronic DocuSign, similar to the ones we've had before. So it will go to Doug. As soon as the Airport District Office signs it, it'll go to Doug. Once he executes it, it goes to Kevin, then Kevin or Kevin's office. I think other people have signed them in the past in your office, but somebody at City Legal will execute on behalf of the city, and then you'll have your grant. So the amount of this is 1.9 or $1,929,739 in federal share. And so then the total grant amount is $2,031,305, with $50,783 coming from the state of Indiana, and the other $50,783 coming from the city of Elkhart as your match. That's what this is for. So
No, that's just for the pavement, right? That's not for lighting.
no, the lighting is a separate project. They will not fund the lighting and the pavement at the same time right now. And that's actually a good thing in this case, because when you do the lighting, if your pavement's over a certain age, they make you correct the standards, and all the radiuses coming off of that are not the current FAA standards. So they're grandfathered in. If you do a pavement rehab, you don't have to do that. And then the pavement's new enough, then you won't have to
Right.
fix all that. So
I heard that's 2028.
2028 is hopefully when we get it. Yeah. The good news is they were questioning putting the grooving back on it, and they have approved the grooving, so that is included in the project.
Yeah, it's moved already,
Yeah.
but because they claimed it falls 1 foot short of being 4,000 feet, they didn't think it, they said it didn't qualify. That's why we bid grooving as an alternate, thinking, giving Paul more time to work with the FAA on it, and then we had to turn in some additional paperwork, sort of found old AIP projects, and essentially they made us do some running around chasing our tails, and then they finally approved it, right?
Well, yeah, and what really, so the airport has a contract to do VirTower, which is a virtual air traffic control tower that counts the aircraft. It uses ADS-B and FAA operations overlays on that. And so we were able to use that data. Karen downloaded it very quickly from the software, gave us the data, and we used that data to justify, because They initially wanted 500 jet operations, but that's if it's a primary runway. On a secondary runway, it's just if it has jet operations at all, then it's eligible for.
That also was an arbitrary number that they just kind of pulled out of the
Yeah,
air.
it wasn't
I mean,
actually in the advisory circular, so.
Yeah.
I think, for a crosswind runway, it has quite a few, is not quite 500, but high 300s, on that. Like,
You said we'll get 4,000 feet then and not 3,999?
Yeah,
It used to be listed as 4,000 feet.
Right.
yeah.
That does make a
Yeah.
difference.
Something changed. I don't know why.
Because it used to be
What-
listed as 4001.
Yeah,
Right.
And it was 1735, right?
Right.
Yeah.
yeah, the magnetic changes, but
Yeah.
if we could get it to back to 4,000, that would be an impact.
It
We'll just
will,
change the point.
unfortunately, this project is not gonna change that. The way you change it is you have to have an official aeronautical survey done of it. And the FAA self-funded the last round. So when the surveyors came out, they put the nail 2 feet shorter than the last guy that came out and put the nail. It's kind of silly because there's a taxiway in line with the runway, which is a non-standard scenario that they want us to correct, and it's on the airport layout plan to correct that. If and when we get to that project, that's when we'll probably be able to get it back, but that's not for a little while.
Okay.
Yeah. Unless, I mean, the surveys are pretty expensive. It's about a $50,000 survey. So,
For 12 inch.
I mean, it sounds a little expensive, but it is a very important 2 feet.
Yeah.
So,
Sure, Dwight would volunteer to contribute that.
See what I can do.
I appreciate that.
I am gonna buy a lottery ticket tonight, just for the record.
Okay. All right. Any other questions or comments? Hearing none, Karen, please. Yeah. That's better. They got Karen, please call the roll.
Maggie,
Yes.
Tom. Yeah. Doug.
Yes. Motion carries. Last item on the agenda would be authorization to execute a contract for runway 927 joint rehabilitation project for Interstate Sealant and Concrete, Inc. Do we have a motion to authorize?
So moved.
Second,
It's been moved and seconded. Discussion? Andy,
Paul, you want,
Paul?
we've got to get this, we have, huh? Yeah. We have to get this, contract executed in order for this project to take place this year. We're running out of time. The RDC, will be appropriating the funds in, what, about 10 days or so? But we need to get an executed contract to the contractor. We need to have a signed contract. Kevin has reviewed it. So I'm asking the board to, Doug, you to sign that so we can get that to the contractor so they can get it scheduled and get going.
Questions? Andy, Dwight?
We have to have this contract signed before we can appropriate money, right? RDC is gonna meet
They meet on the 9th.
next week.
9th, they meet on the
On
9th,
ninth, okay,
yes.
okay.
And so it's funded through the Aeroplex TIF.
Contractor understands that there are process of this RDC getting money out.
They're okay with that, but they need to have a signed contract in order to be able to schedule it. I mean,
Yeah.
they won't be drawing any of the money until it's there, obviously.
Daylight's burning, what are we looking at?
Exactly.
well, that was the issue, was they were getting a little, touchy on it going on, because this is the big push time of year for this type of work. Yeah, and so the queue of projects that they had is getting to the point where they're not gonna be able to complete them all in this season. And so, you know, as any business would, they're prioritizing based on who signs the contract first. And so I was getting a little antsy with that, and I apologize that I was getting antsy, but it's hard to get the contractor to commit to being here and to do the work if he's not sure that he's got a contract.
Well,
So,
my other concern was this project includes paint painting the entire runway, you know, as temperatures drop, that's problematic. I know years ago, when this ramp was done, we started running out of, we ran out of weather. It got cold and that
45
paint wouldn't dry.
degrees.
It just wouldn't dry and it was a mess. So, yeah, so we've got to get it done. Got to get it done. We're going to have to be flexible with them too on work hours. Originally, we had some pretty convenient work hours for us. So we might have, meaning, open it, close it every day and not work at night. Might have to adjust that a little bit in order to get this done.
What kind of time frame?
It would have been 27 days, Herb, with, or having it open in the morning, close all day, clean it up, open it up again, open all night. So that's how we had it. And then even some other reduced hours based on some other anticipated operations. So let them know that we'll work with them on, they need additional hours. Our tenants will just have to be patient with us, but it's got to get done.
Yeah,
We've got to get it done this year.
the joint sealant material can go in, actually even below freezing. But the result is that it takes a long time for it to cure.
Here.
The paint has to be 45 degrees or warmer to paint. So when you're looking at our nighttime temperatures now, even working at night becomes difficult. And then if we want to reopen, you have to have enough time for them to finish their work, have it cure, and then so the aircraft aren't tracking it up and so forth. So it's going to be more challenging as the days get shorter and the temperatures get lower. So it's definitely time is of the essence. So I appreciate the board's consideration of this motion.
So this will take place in the heat of game season.
Yep.
Yeah. And we can try to ask them not to work. I mean, what's the first weekend game? It's the 13th. Yeah. We can give them the game schedule and see. The nice thing about this company is from Wisconsin. They'll be here from out of town. They do much larger runways traditionally than this. They bid this as a favor to our firm because we wanted the best price we could get for the community. We knew that the money was going to be tight. They're very efficient at what they do. Chances are they will get it done faster than anybody else could possibly get it done. So they won't dilly-dally, but they when they come in town, they're want the longest work window that we can provide them. So we'll have to try
Now,
to work.
since there's no tower, are you gonna have to have a maintenance person with them?
Yeah, I don't know.
That's a whole nother set of challenges, Herb,
Yeah.
that we'll have to work into the safety plan for sure. That's a concern.
If you've got your temporary radio running, we'll see what we do, but we'll have a
Provided
pre-construction meeting.
access.
once-
Well, once the contract is signed, then you're gonna say,
Go.
start, right?
Yeah, they've already,
Get in line.
they've been, yeah. They did say get in line, but they have agreed, they've already submitted, their paint specification and all the joint seal, because we have to approve all their materials beforehand, so we've gotten all their submittals. Basically, they're getting all their safety documents, all that stuff, certificate of insurance, all that in place. Their bonds, they went ahead and ordered their bonds, which isn't, and then that's an expense. They're incurring expenses pre-contract, so they are trying to work with us as best they can.
And I've already written the memo. The RDC has everything. Adam has everything they need. In fact, they have that the next day. Not, days before the deadline or hours like sometimes, but no, they've got everything they need and everything's in order.
So it appears to me that all we need is a vote. I have a pen in hand.
Okay.
If there's no further discussion, Karen, please call the roll.
Tom,
Yes.
Maggie,
Yes.
Doug.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Is my signature fast enough?
Paul, do you want that emailed to you tonight?
It's in the morning. It's fine.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. No further agenda items. Do we have anything privilege of the floor?
Only thing I've got is a little update. I talked to Becky Schreiner today. Bruce is, he's on the mend. He's not home yet, but she says he's.
What
feeling-
happened to him?
He's got a bout of diverticulitis, a bad one this time, again.
Yeah, you found out before.
Right. She said that this is a pretty bad one, but, he was hopeful he'd get home today, but they pulled the rug out on him at the last minute, so, but, yeah. So, but he's on the mend. I just thought I'd let you know.
Thank you.
So,
But certainly he could have attended remotely.
What to say, dog?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's technology there. I don't know why we let him off the
Becky
hook.
wouldn't let him.
All right, well,
She
I'm
said,
not
you're
gonna
not,
argue with Becky.
she says, you're not calling because you want him at the meeting, are you? I said, no, not this time.
We just
have to make sure he knows how to mute his mic.
Right. We don't need to see him in his gown, do we?
No.
No,
Not from the back.
Yeah,
No.
maybe,
all right,
but not.
heard.
That's all I got.
I have one thing, and I know Andy's been working on it and Rick, and I think it's at a stalemate right now. We need radios for these trucks really bad. We have a $600,000 broom with no radio in it. We need radios that bounce in between ground and tower. The truck radios aren't backlit, so at night you can't see what frequency you're on. And from what I understand, on the weekends now, there aren't gonna be anybody in the tower.
There's nobody in the tower right now.
I know, but we need because there's already been 4 instances where people have taken off and not called.
What's
the vehicle radio cost, Andy?
Well, what he's talking about is, some of the radios are older and they're not backlit. Also, too, they all need to be, what do you call it, or not, same thing you do with the tapley meter, we used to do with that. What's it? Calibrated.
Calibrate.
Yeah, they need to be, I've already talked to, emergency radio about calibrating, the radios here. I don't have a quote for them to do it. I did buy 2 new ICOM handheld radios. We just got those this week. And, I know we've got the money in the budget for, I thought we had a quote to add the radio to. I know that the new broom that has to be installed by emergency radio has to be done professionally, not by Central Garage, and that there's only one open circuit available for that radio.
And
So,
you really gotta be careful because you gotta hook on to the right
right,
wire or you're gonna blow the whole system.
right. So, yeah, there's some work being done on that. Obviously, the broom, you need to have snow, but it's in the works. Thanks for bringing that up.
But,
It's not forgotten about.
well, I know,
It was on David's, I know it was on the previous, supervisor's agenda, but, we
but
haven't
the
forgotten.
handhelds, you can't hear in the broom. Because you've got so much going on. And you're sitting right over the engines.
We had money in the budget for this year for that. Yeah, I think it was, yeah.
Andy, you can look into that and
You bet.
report back to us.
And then one other thing. No, it's kind of ridiculous, but when we started the project, Andy, over there at the old maintenance building,
Mhm.
Dave told us that if we ripped out the old plumbing and put the new PEX in,
Mhm.
somebody was gonna come in and install.
Mhm.
There's no place to go to the bathroom.
Yeah, there's a urinal only. Yeah, Rick and I had a conversation this week. The stools that were installed there before were wall mounted type. But evidently those, because I think when they did the work, the mounts, something happened to the mounts where they were deteriorated, whatever, they basically, the toilet that was mounted broke away from the wall. So the new toilets are gonna be installed. Will they're just gonna be traditional, whatever, handicapped accessible stools that actually sit on the floor, not on the wall. In fact, we just talked to Buildings and Grounds this week, asking if they had any use for these two stools that we, these are not, those weren't cheap, but, and they evidently talked to Mike Leitner. They can use them, things happen to their public restrooms and parks and places around the city that have that type that get damaged, whatever. So it's not like they're gonna sit in a garage, not get used. So they'll go to another city department and we have the money in the budget, we'll buy the appropriate toilet, but that's something that's on Rick's.
Okay.
That's Ricky's on his to-do list. But yeah, there's water, there's a urinal in that building.
I think we,
Yeah. You know what? The plumbing in that wall was done by Shriner and Sons. We found tags on it. That's why it was all goofed up.
Okay, thanks, sir, for bringing
All
it to our
right,
attention.
that's all I
and
have.
Sounds like Andy is on it.
Yeah.
I appreciate you bringing it forward, Howard. Anything further? Privilege to the floor. Hearing not, do we have a motion to adjourn?
Thanks, Simon.
That doesn't need to go.
hey,
Karen. Yes. Karen?
Karen, you want to do your blog? I see your name on there. Can you unmute your personal screen? That makes the difference in the audio.
Are you talking about my computer? Cause I am completely.
You see up there on the screen.
Try that.
okay,
Try it again.
Oh, you're gonna get feedback now. You hear that? That's
Yeah,
starting to lose.
yes, he's-
Yeah, it's still screwed up.
No. So it's not.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Say again. No, say again.
No, it's not working, Tom. I'll get a hold of IT.
It's not
We'll
working.
get that contract to the contractor tomorrow and we'll get him scheduled.
Great.
Yes,
Thank you.
thank you.
Bye, John.
Thanks.